Black mass, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mass, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
I woke up, then I logged in to that UrbanX where they be flexing with that blog in. Put it down, cause my little homie called in. Had to bail him out, he in trouble with the law again. Black skin can't win in the white world. Seen a brother kill his own kid for that white girl. We ain't wanna go to school, but we had to. Every February it was scary in them classrooms. Shimmy y'all, shimmy yay. Old dirty bastards can't own dirty slaves, so they own dirty masters. Black Dot found a pot as a youngin', broke it down for his son, and now he serve it to the masses.
Black mass, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mass, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
Urban excellence, a product of my residence. From 4 to 44, Obama was the president. I told mama I ain't tryna go to church. I'm like Adam, every Adam is a product of the dirt. And I've been reaping what he sowed. I got the product, got the dirt. And I can teach you what I know, but then you gotta put in work. You in trouble if you waiting on the government. I told my bro I make it out the hood, and that's a covenant.
Peace, family.
Welcome back to another episode of the UrbanX podcast. We are here with you guys.
Yes.
Thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate you.
As always.
You know what I'm saying?
As always. We appreciate you spending your Halloween with us.
Yeah, man.
Right?
Yeah, it is Halloween, yeah.
It's Halloween, it's All Hallows, it's the Day of the Dead. It's
All Saints Day.
All Saints Day. Whatever you're into, it is.
Somebody asked a question. How do I procure that opening song? I actually I'll put it in the chat for you right now.
Yeah, we'll put that in the chat.
And who's that spitting over the opening beat? That is my guy.
Black Cool.
That is my guy.
Black KU. Black Cool.
And you can look it up on Google. Just put Black Mask, Black Cool, and then.
Tuning in from Hawaii, we appreciate that. We appreciate the early bird. Maya at 528 gave up some bread on the 666 tip. We appreciate that. All love.
Shout out to the people, because we're early this week. This is actually our original time for the people who are watching us on YouTube. This is actually our original time that we wanted
9
to start
o'clock.
with. But then every time we tried to start at 9 o'clock, something always went wrong.
Always.
So we just kind of started getting used to going at 9:30. But for the people who are here with us, y'all are early. We got 200 people in the chat. We appreciate you guys.
Yes.
We appreciate the listeners. And so, how was your week?
My week is good as usual. I'm alive. Every day is a beautiful day. I laughed.
I laughed too.
Every day, you know.
I laughed too.
Took care of the kids. You know, my kids are grown, which is a good thing. When your kids turn over and they're grown now, you know, you get a lot of your life back. The only one who's not grown is somebody who's sitting here. We won't mention any names. But side note, we should have went out and snatched kids' candy bags today.
Restore the feeling.
You know what I mean?
Restore the feeling.
It's nothing like bonding, and because there's nothing more horrifying than a kid walking 80 blocks.
Yeah.
He got Snickers. He got Reese's. He got Twizzlers. The bag is so heavy he could barely walk. And here I come to snatch.
Yeah.
That's a horror story. Not The Mask and Goons and Goblins. No. And I can't even run them. I be walking real fast. I'm old and shit. But it would be so funny. So that's what we should have did.
Yeah, we should have.
That's the father and son thing. As a matter of fact, next year, I'm putting it out there now. If you are 25 and older and you want to go snatch kids' candy bags, we'll get a committee going and we'll just have the most fun you've ever had in your life.
Facts. Thanks for the donation, Deep House Nation.
Yes.
We'll send some more when I get some reparations.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
Every bit counts. So yeah, I'm looking to snatch kids' candy bags.
I remember Halloween was like especially in New York City, that was really doomsday.
That was doomsday.
Yeah.
Especially if you was a freshman. Wasn't that freshman day in high school?
Nah, freshman Friday is usually the first Friday.
Okay, the first Friday.
When you get.
But Halloween, you could get it.
Halloween, people was getting $1.50 and all that.
Yeah, and I was a bus driver for the city, so that would be a perfect day because what you would do is, I'm giving it up now since I'm retired. Some days you hit yourself with eggs. And then you got to take your bus out of service. Be like, man, I got hit. All right, Biles, go on home and get cleaned up. Yeah, so those are some of the things you do as a bus driver, Yeah.
That's funny. I didn't know that.
Oh, no. Come on, kids throw shit at the bus all the time. Yeah.
Shout out to Infinite Affinity.
Shout out from Houston. Yo, y'all had that championship, son.
I'm not going to lie. I was rooting against Houston because they beat the Yankees.
True. But I thought they were the better team. I thought they had the better hitters, and they had 3 ace pitchers.
Okay.
And for some reason, the Nationals appear to be a team of destiny. We talked about this on Eli's podcast.
The Wait podcast.
The Wait. So I'm plugging it in now because we asked our followers to get him up to 1,000. I think we got him up to 750. From 600 to 750 or something.
So shout out to our subscribers. The link is in the description below to subscribe to the Wait podcast. Show some love. That's
Garon Diamond, appreciate you. Peace from Kansas City. Purchased the book. Appreciate that support. So we're trying to get Eli up to a rack.
Up to 1,000.
You know what I mean? So if you haven't already subscribed to his channel, subscribe to it. The kid know his sports. He know his media, his culture, and he goes in. Yes.
So let's get to it, man.
Oh, these shirts.
Oh, these are nice, right?
These are the classic. This is the classic joint.
Yeah.
Right? I'm feeling like a classic man. Pause. And Malcom has on the walk on the goal. You know what I mean? That's tough.
Man.
That's tough.
You can visit shop.UrbanX.nyc.
Malcom has his waves back. Let's clap that up.
Oh,
He's looking wavy.
Let's talk about it, man.
I see it.
I'm back, man.
I recognize.
I'm back, man. I got one bad haircut. That's what ruined it.
Yeah, that'll do it.
It was one bad haircut.
They go against the grain or something?
Yeah, I don't know what he was on. And then, set me back 6 months.
Yeah.
I'm back, though.
But you are back.
I'm back, though.
And that is definitely from your mother's side of the family.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't do that.
Yeah.
With my DNA. You couldn't do that. Ain't happening. So let's get down to it. We got a busy show. We got a lot to cover. Let's go.
Let's get to it.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
Okay, so first, when the show ended last week, we were talking about Kanye's new album, Jesus is King. It was supposed to be dropping right after our show.
Right.
And it didn't. Remember, he was supposed to drop at midnight, and it did not. He kept telling people it's out, and then he went on, wasn't it the Jimmy Kimmel show, and said it's out right now, and it was not out. He was lying. Everybody was pissed. So it finally came out. I went to sleep. Next day around 12ish, 12 in the afternoon it came out.
Right.
And it was 14 songs. The whole album's 27 minutes. Mm-hmm. So I listened to it a few times.
Okay, you was able to get through it a couple times.
Yeah, a couple times. It was a short album.
Okay.
Every song was 2 minutes. And I wasn't.
Come on now, don't hate.
Nah, listen, you know what's crazy? So the first track,
Jesus is King, don't hate.
So the first track, I forgot the name of it. It didn't have Kanye on it at all. It was
right,
just
it's like a choir. Yes.
And I liked it. I was like, okay, this. I feel like I think I'm gonna like where this is going. Mm-hmm. And it was weak to me.
So what parts of it were weak for you?
Well, the lyrics for sure.
Okay, he didn't spend enough time on his lyrical game.
I don't think so, and I think this is a larger point to the whole album. I think he was trying to have a cushion with it being a gospel album, so you can't really criticize the lyrics.
Soft landing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's a larger point to the album, but the production was pretty good. Some of those beats were hard.
Right.
But as far as like a gospel hip hop album, when I think of like gospel hip hop, or even when I thought about him doing a gospel hip hop album, I'm thinking like Ultralight Beam.
Yes.
Songs like tracks like that. And then because even though I'm not Christian, like those songs like made me like feel something. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, sure.
So I thought it would be in the same vein.
Because music is universal.
And it wasn't. You know what I mean?
Joe Fo, appreciate that. Isaiah Bryant, you already know what it is, man. Your continued love and support is always there. You know what I mean?
So I thought it was weak. They had the clips on there. They weren't rapping about drugs. Like I couldn't get with it.
Right? Yeah.
Like rap about cocaine,
but
gospel cocaine.
Gospel cocaine. Sure. I like that. Like Jesus is always watching me. I got the bag. You can never. You know what I'm saying? You gotta. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Because for the pimps and hustlers, Jesus walks with them, as he said in Jesus Walks, right? So they would have had a leeway to just spit that spit and still say Jesus walks with them.
And Malice sounds like he hasn't been in the booth in a while.
He hasn't.
He sounds like
he was a little
robotic,
right? Off tempo, off key. Again, I thought it was a soft landing to do. That's not even a gospel album. That's more of a Christian rap thing.
Got you.
Now, prior to that, and I want to say this for my Christian brothers and sisters, I loved Ultralight Beam. Mm-hmm. I love Jesus Walks.
Yep.
I love Father Stretch My Arms Out. Mm-hmm. Even on the 7-song joint one, song number 5 was him and Cudi was also a joint, and I love number 3 on this album, which was Follow God.
I think everybody liked that one. I think that was the one.
That's the hard one.
Yeah.
When that came on, I said if the rest of the album is like this is gonna be crazy. And then it went more into a Christian, you know what I'm saying, a rap album. His prior albums were rap albums sprinkled with Christianity. This was a Christian album sprinkled with rap.
Yeah.
So he's trying to reverse the polarity. He's trying to renew himself again, as always. Now, I want to say all of that to say, you don't have to follow, you don't have to join him in this journey. This is Kanye West's personal journey to find himself. He's confused. Mm-hmm. He's disoriented. He's taken oaths that me and you know nothing about. He's trying to backtrack. He's hoping that Jesus can save him. And little do he know, he's running further and further into the hands of the Illuminati by speaking that Jesus talk. All of that's coded for Satan and other things. So Mace did the same thing. It's just that Mace didn't go and try to use a musical platform, but Mace, at the height of who he was, ran down to Atlanta and started preaching, trying to escape. Loon, also from Bad Boy, went back into his Islamic faith.
We could go into a whole list of bad boys.
Yeah, you know, of course, Craig Mack went into a cult-like thing, and Shine returned to his faith. So it's something about Bad Boy that will return you to your faith. Now, what I felt about the album overall, of course, when I looked at the staircase, looking at this album, I think this is the cover for the documentary. He's like a stairway to heaven. He's using blue. You know, I thought about the Blue Lodge of Freemasonry. Blue is an illusionary color because blue represents consciousness, but it also represents the sea. Blue is a royal color in the Bible. Blue represents the people. It's a lot that goes on with the color blue. Of course, the gold, you know, representing certain aspects of things. And I believe Kanye, of course, I already broke it down. Go get my book, Hip Hop Decoded. He's the king of the West. He's done went from that to being Horus, to being He Is God, to returning. And he also mentioned his $68 million that he received from returning back to Christ. So there's a lot going on with Kanye West. And I've always been the one that said, listen to the music, right? Because the music is the purest form of somebody's message. I don't have to follow your politics. I'm listening to your music. And this is the first time that the music didn't hit me. I believe Red Pill called it a frisbee. I think the shit is a frisbee. You know what I mean? It's a feeble attempt to gather low vibrating individuals who truly believe in their faith. So I'm not dissing the Christian faith. And Kanye being somebody that they can look up to segue. And now he's got these churches where he's making a lot of money.
Yeah, he's selling
a lot of merchandise.
And it's real just Jesus is King in little letters that
right.
You're gonna sell for $50.
And remember the Christian faith.
And I think Kris Jenner is a part owner of one of those churches.
Okay. Kris Jenner? Yeah. Is that not his name no more?
No, it's Bruce and Caitlyn.
Oh, it's Caitlyn.
Kris Jenner is the wife.
Oh, Kris Jenner is the wife.
Yeah.
Okay. So that wouldn't surprise me because she manages a lot of people. Yeah. It's a lot of tax breaks. That's where Donald Trump comes in. You know what I'm saying? If you run these kind of businesses, you know, and you're making an X amount of money, Donald Trump is a beneficiary of those who make a lot of money. That's why you never hear the super duper rich really complaining about Trump because of the tax breaks they get. But back to the music. I listened to it 3 times, and beyond Follow God and maybe the Water Song and a few others that I tried to listen to in their context. It really never moved me. And this is the first Kanye album, and it wasn't because it was a Christian thing, because
I was trying to like
I said Ultralight Beam, Jesus Walks, all of those songs really hit me, and I didn't have to be a Christian to really appreciate them. But this to me was a feeble attempt on his part. He's confused. Remember, he lost his mom. He's going through a lot.
If you watch some of his interviews now, because he's been going on a press run, he looks disheveled. Like he's talking because Jesus. Like I don't know.
And remember,
he just looks like really just out of it.
And see the diet woke piece. Every time you latch on to something new that you think you know, you can tell he don't read.
People give him way too much credit. Somebody can be a musical genius, and I think we all agree that Kanye musically is super inclined.
Absolutely. So I'm always leaning on the side of the music.
Right. But if you're expecting him to say something intelligent, like formally intelligent out of his mouth when it comes to any social, political, economic thing, you're not going to get it.
And then that's a reflection on you.
Right.
In this day and time, we're coming into 2020. And if you're going to latch on to Kanye, and he's got these massive crowds who are following him around. But one thing about Kanye, he believes in himself. Mm-hmm. He truly believes that shit he's talking.
Well, he has a lot of his fan base, a lot of like yes men that whatever he does.
Yes.
Like
and speaking of that, he has something called Yeezianity.
I don't know. Listen, with his fan base, Beyonce's fan base, Nicki Minaj's fan base, like they just have like such blind cult followings.
And somebody said, Rain Man said he looks fake happy, which is true. Look into his eyes. You don't see pure happiness and joy in this man's face. This man is under a lot of pressure. Remember, there's still a war with him and Jay-Z. It's a silent war.
And I think Jay-Z's silence is killing him.
Yes, Jay-Z's not responding to him the way I think he feels Jay-Z should.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going on in his mind, and we don't want to overlook the mental illness process. Yes?
Right.
The mental illness aspect of this that plays a role in this. But Christians, I understand you forgive, and there are a lot of people caping for him, but we're coming into 2020, and even as a Christian, everybody's got to step their game up and rid themselves of things that are no longer working for them. So let Kanye be on Kanye's journey. You don't have to walk that journey with him because he's using Jesus' name as something that can open doors for him, right? Listen to the music, partake in the parts you want, but you don't have to. That's really a choice that you're making. Facts.
And then he said that he got a $68 tax return.
$68 million
tax return.
Aaron Comati, appreciate you.
And he said that was because God wanted him to have it. Something along those lines.
Right.
Which lends back to the point, like this is really just a shell tax.
Well, that's what all of the televangelists say. God wants me to have a private jet.
Yeah.
And that doesn't make any sense. What would Jesus do with a private jet?
Well, it's so you could spread his word all across the world.
Oh, okay. So his word doesn't vibrate where people just know his word.
Yeah, he needs you to do it.
He needs you to fly around in private jets.
That's what Creflo Dollar said.
And stay in fancy hotels. Okay.
Creflo Dollar said.
Yeah, that's what Creflo said, right?
Yeah.
Got you. So we're gonna keep our eye on that. But this is the first dud. I feel that because I didn't buy into the name. I said Jesus is King is a title. You know what I mean? If he manifested, because I liked what Blue Pill and Just B did with Christ Consciousness, which we'll get to, eventually, because I need to review that album. I've just been overwhelmed where they're speaking about the Christ in you being able to activate the higher self. So when I heard Jesus is King, I said, okay, let's see where Kanye goes with this.
Got you.
And he kept it real Christian.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
Somebody said I'm in the wrong business. Facts.
Facts.
So, I watched the My Name Is Dolemite.
Oh, wow.
Joint on Netflix.
Yes.
And I really enjoyed it.
It was tough.
Yeah, I can watch that again. It was really dope.
That was tough.
It was funny. It was informative. It was inspirational.
All that.
All of it, yeah.
Yes.
It was dope. I liked it. Not sure how accurate it was, but
no. So if that was your first time getting into Dolemite,
yeah,
and understanding who Dolemite was, then I thought it was, first of all, the movie was phenomenal.
I thought it was great.
I thought Wesley Snipes stole the show. That's just me. Maybe because I haven't seen Wesley on camera in a while. With all the tax things he was going through, and he wasn't playing a gangster. This was
hold on. Shout out to Free World Boss. Thank you.
Free World. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Peace. Appreciate that support. Really do. So, I thought there's so many layers to this Dolemite. I didn't want to cut you off. I wasn't sure.
No. Yeah, that's all I had because I didn't grow up on Dolemite.
Right. So
only time I saw heard of him because it was an episode on Martin. Where he it was the players' ball, and he brought all of them. He had Rudy Ray Moore. He had the guy that plays Huggy Bear.
Yeah, Huggy Bear.
Yeah.
And that so this movie, for me and for people my age who remember Dolemite, it represented so much. First of all, Eddie Murphy was doing a ritual.
He bodied that,
and he was doing a ritual. And he was doing a ritual because he's about to mirror what Rudy Ray Moore went through, maybe not in the same circumstances, because it was predicated on an old, washed up recording artist, you know what I'm saying, who was trying to redefine himself. And Rudy Moore building his shit off the dirt was critical. You know what I mean? Him believing in himself was critical. Me not knowing that Dolemite character wasn't his.
Right.
I did not know that. So even I learned something. Him sitting down with all the winos to get his stand-up act together was, classic. It was classic because that's how comedians got their swag. Eddie Murphy sat and listened to Richard Pryor and Red Fox and the other ones and added his own twinge to it, of course, to create his own character. And it's fitting that this is Halloween because what Dolemite was showing you is that you can become somebody other than yourself. When he told girlfriend, nah, fill my head. This ain't mine. This ain't me. This is an act I'm putting on. I thought that was critical because that became the basis for a lot of these rappers. You know what I mean? Who are acting. They are not who they say they are. They are creating avatars, as I've always spoke about. And if you believe in the avatar that they've created, they're able to reap the benefits of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or like I said, Eddie Murphy's doing a ritual because he's trying to make a return after so many years of people your generation and younger don't even know who he is.
Yeah,
or know who he is, but not as a stand-up comedian.
No way, yeah. No way.
Right?
No way.
Not as a stand-up in his prime. So he's going to reactivate the ritual by going all the way back to Saturday Night Live. He's going back to the beginning, to the essence. So this movie, by paying homage,
and he's redoing. He's doing.
Coming back to America.
Coming to America.
Yeah, coming to America. So he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Right, and it's brilliant because paying homage is nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? And telling Rudy Moore's story in this capacity, and I didn't know he financed his own movies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When not even the black exploitation, companies would give him a shot. I didn't know, you know what I mean? He did all of those things. I didn't know Dolemite was a character that wasn't his.
Yeah.
I didn't know he got all of his jokes. And it's very similar to a couple of things that have happened in my own life. All right. So in hip hop, in the early stages of hip hop, to get backstage, you had to carry the records. Like if you wasn't a DJ or one of the MCs or you was down, the only way you got backstage or got back behind the ropes, because we talking jams in the park, was you had to participate in carrying records. A lot of people don't know this, but that's how Grandmaster Flash got his start, with Smokey and the Smokatrons. And the Lockatrons was some groups from his era that, and I will say this, and this may piss some people off, they were doing the backspin before Flash. Flash gets credit for it, but he sat and watched Smokey and them put vinyl, cut cardboards under the records, and then spin records back and do that before Flash got credit for doing that. But he sat at the foot of those and watched, and then added his own spiel on to that. It's a great documentary by Almighty KG, called, I forget what it's called, but it's about Smokey and the Smokatrons and a few of those elders who they know Flash as Joseph, right? They didn't even, his name wasn't even Flash yet. It was Joseph, right? And he sat at the foot and learned. So I say that to say, when it was time for me to start doing lectures, I sat at the foot of the masters. Phil Valentine, Bobby Hemmett, Henry D. Bernardo, C. Freeman L., Steve Coakley. And the equivalent of carrying the crates was me being able to put on these events and introduce them. Yo, that was big, because that meant I got to go backstage and see Phil Valentine as Philip Valentine. What maybe that essence what most of y'all didn't see. Not a different character, but just you get to see them relaxed, in relaxed mode, dealing with regular issues. So when it was time for me to step out on stage, my whole breakdown, go watch my first one, is really an ode to them. You know what I mean? I watched the way they took 8 hours and condensed it into 2 hours. And they did it by being funny, insightful, engage the crowd. And what I noticed about Phil Valentine in particular, no question was a dumb question. You know how you get intimidated when you hear Phil and Bobby, yeah, I really want to ask. Phil had a great way of making your question, no matter how mundane it may seem, be important. I noticed that Bobby Hemmett would spend a lot of time after the lecture, after he did his piece, after he got paid, one-on-one and speaking spirituality to people. So when it was my time to step out and do my act, you know what I'm saying, it was filled with that, and that became an ode to them.
Yeah.
If you watch Panic, you'll see a lot of Bobby in Panic. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure everybody can agree with that. Of course, Panic puts his own, his own sauce on it. So I'm not knocking that. But it is an ode to the ones who came before us, because there's always somebody that came before you, and somebody who taught you, and somebody you can learn from. So when I watch this movie of Rudy Ray Moore, I see Eddie paying homage. He mentioned Red Fox. He mentioned Pigmeat Martin, which a lot of people don't know was rapping before we considered it rap.
You talked about him in your Science of Mumble Rap piece.
Right, in my Science of Mumble Rap piece.
Yes,
I spoke about that. So, we think this hip-hop thing started in 73. It's impossible. It started way before that. But that current vibration, the sauce we put on it, started in 73. But the spoken word, Rudy Moore, the Last Poets, Pigmeat Martin, a lot of them were already rapping on top of beats in their own little style, but we didn't consider it hip-hop because there weren't break beats playing, there wasn't two turntables.
Dolemite was rapping.
And Dolemite was rapping. Yeah. So our ode, that's where we get it from. So everybody has learned from somebody. So I thought it was an amazing movie on Eddie's part to do that, to reintroduce himself to a new audience.
Yeah, he looked like he didn't miss a day.
Right, because he's a master.
Yeah,
he's a master.
So I'm just waiting to see what he has to say on stand up now. I don't know.
Right. So now that he has children, because he said the reason he apologized before is because he didn't have children, and when you don't have children, you might say some real off the wall things, and then you have children and you experience more. Right?
True.
Your whole stand up should be about your experiences. That's why Kevin Hart is so successful. You know what I'm saying? He may not be able to do a lot of voices and this and that, but he can tell you about his experiences with his children, and that's what my Ghetto Cosby stories are about. In essence, things I've went through, so we all have a story to tell. So I just wanted to say that I thought Eddie did a great job.
I enjoyed it.
We can nitpick certain pieces and this and that, but I thought Wesley Snipes, it was good to see him. And all the comedians, he had Mike Epps in there, the guy Key and Peele. He really put some things together in that movie. And he lived to be 81 years old, so he lived a full life. Side note, they said his daughter is on welfare.
Yeah.
And she's upset because she hasn't received any dividends from the movie.
Well, is she like in charge of his estate? Like,
I don't know if he has an estate, but she has his will.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them, they died broke. I don't know. For somebody in the chat may know what,
because I'm not
his
gonna lie,
end story was.
That's what I thought. I'm glad the movie didn't end that way.
Right.
Like, I'm
that
glad
it didn't crash.
Yeah, I was like, oh, man.
It ended on his apex.
Yeah.
And him seeing people appreciate, his art and things of that nature. You can create your own lane.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was about to do. I'm like, I don't want to see
right.
this.
No, but see that would screw up the ritual.
Yeah.
For Eddie, Eddie's got to take that apex energy and springboard it into something that's going to lead him down a greater path.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So go watch that. That was a great movie.
Yes, definitely go watch that.
Dolemite Is My Name.
Dolemite. Goddamn Dolemite.
So yesterday it was the Breakfast Club did an interview with businessman and entrepreneur Byron Allen.
Yes.
And I thought that was probably the most important interview they've ever done.
I'm not gonna disagree with that.
Yeah.
I'm really not.
Yeah. So I first heard about Byron Allen, I want to say 3 to 4 years ago, whenever Birth of a Nation came out, because I remember when the movie was coming out and it was reported that a black man outbid Fox Searchlight for the rights to put out the movie. I was like, who the hell had the bread
to do that
to outbid them? So I started looking him up, and then I looked him up, and then I wanted to say, like, the next year he wound up purchasing the Weather Channel for $300 million. And for some people that came out of nowhere, but since like my antennas was up on him already, that was just kind of like, okay,
right.
And a lot of, and then he's going through this big court case right now against Comcast that we've spoken about on this podcast before. But as far as the interview went, I thought it was masterful. Like,
yes,
I thought he gave it.
Give me some bullet points.
First of all, he gave it all the way up on his upbringing. How he had to be innovative even as an 11-year-old child to bring food home to his mom.
Absolutely.
How he was getting money from the shopping carts, and then he also, this, for the people who read Malcolm Gladwell's The Outliers, right? How sometimes you can be in a perfect place that it kind of creates the perfect storm of who you are. So his mom wound up doing an internship at NBC. He wound up being able to sit and watch all
because she couldn't afford a babysitter.
Right. So he had to stay there. He was able to watch all these up and coming comedians or late night talk show hosts, Weather Channel hosts, sports telecasters, and he was able to kind of take all of that and package it to where he is now. He was able to learn the show business as well at a young age.
Absolutely. So
I thought that was really, really dope. Charlamagne and Envy, they were really, really interested in how he made his money. I was too.
Yeah.
I think anybody.
Those, but I think that was Charlamagne was in control as much as he possibly could be, because Charlamagne could be a little obnoxious, no matter who you are. Mm-hmm. So I thought he respected him enough to allow Byron to speak his piece.
Yeah. And then he, the way he spoke about money, I thought was really, really dope. And I think just that, it was like a 4-minute piece of him just going in about like, yo, don't be afraid of money, let money come to you. I think that was worth the watch alone.
Yes. No, absolutely.
You know what I mean? It was real. And then him talking about the the court case against Comcast, and I forgot the other.
Yeah.
It was Comcast and something else.
Somebody in the chat room will let us know.
Yeah, Comcast and something else, and I didn't realize. Like, I realized the ramifications behind it.
I didn't realize the ramifications to that magnitude.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I realized it was important, but that's coming up November 15th, and that's like That's gonna be like a landmark day.
Yes.
So what'd you think?
I agree with everything you said. And I had to apologize to Byron Allen, who I've never met, because when you think about a black billionaire with a white wife, the first thing I thought was, oh, he grew up privileged. Probably one of these black guys who's never had anything to do with the black experience. Why are those Negroes always sad? Why don't those Negroes just go get a job?
Pull up your bootstraps.
Pull up your bootstraps and do what I did. And then when I got his story, that he got everything out of and off of the dirt, even as a 10-year-old kid, because it reminded me, I lost it in here. You know what I'm saying? Because it reminded me of when I had to go squeegee. I had to go to George Washington Bridge as a 10, 11, and 12-year-old and squeegee cars because my mother couldn't afford to get me sneakers. And she had a drug habit. So I was locked in between a position of, I don't want my mother to get high, but I know she needs it so she can feel good. So imagine the weight of a 12 or 13-year-old kid who's watching his mother, who's got the highest IQ in his family, brilliant, read, study, is worldly, but she's in the corner right now in pain because she needs something that I know is going to kill her, and I got to go out and get it for her. Do you understand the magnitude? So when he spoke about having to bring home $1 after, all these shopping carts, that was his contribution so his family, him and his moms, can have food, it resonated. So it told me that this wasn't a privileged black man, right? Mm-hmm. And then when I sat and listened to him for an hour, I closed my eyes just to feel his vibration, and I felt a nigga, a field nigga. And I want to say that, and that's going to throw some people off because he has a white wife, and that's who he chose to marry. This goes back to what we spoke about a couple of weeks ago when we said we're waiting for the perfect person to come lift us and deliver us out of this shit we're in, and we're going to have to take, never throw the baby out with the bathwater. We're going to have to accept some things because there are a lot of prominent black people in Hollywood, in Washington, and all of these places who got white wives. That's just what it is, right? Now, do they have white wives because they're trying to distance themselves and forget they're black? Or did they just happen to fucking fall in love with some white woman and never forgot who they were?
Because what impressed me about this interview, as he was talking about, he started talking about Obama, and then he was talking about helping black people. He said not minorities. He clarified that. I thought that was important.
That was important. He said not minorities. I'm talking about black people who are the lowest on the totem pole. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he said, and he basically stopped short of saying Obama didn't do shit.
Yeah, I think they stopped him on purpose.
Right. So they kind of like changed the subject on it because they're good at that. So I had a newfound respect for him.
Yeah.
And, you can take that any way you want to take it. I'm not going to say I can't give this man his props, $3 billion. He's fighting Comcast by himself. Mm-hmm. All of these prominent black people are scared.
And then he also mentioned all these civil rights organizations that are scared to side with him because they're getting money from Comcast.
And he said clearly, I'll give you the money that Comcast is giving you. When he said that, that's the bossest shit I ever heard.
He said, I'll replace that completely.
He said, I'll replace that.
Yeah.
So if we have black people in positions who are saying, I'm not trying to take food out of your mouth, I'm going to give you some bread, then what's the problem? When do we, and he kept saying shit like, I burned my knee pads years ago. So I got a different outlook on Byron Allen from what he was saying. And again, you feel what you feel. If you put up a mental block that says he has a white wife so he can't help you, then that's the mental prison you put yourself into. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll start peeling back names of celebrities and artists and athletes and politicians, and we'll be here a long fucking time. Right?
We're not
I'm not promoting that.
We're not promoting that either.
I'm simply saying sometimes we got to look through things to see if we have allies in places that we didn't think we had an ally. You understand? And I didn't get the point that he was about himself. You know what I mean? I really got the point. And when he spoke about Dr. King,
yes,
and Dr. King's wife, Coretta Scott, and what her mission was, and the 4 Ds, and the last D being
it was wait, what was the 4 Ds?
Developing economics or something.
Yeah.
I know the last one was about economics.
Yes.
And really dealt with that's the final frontier for black people. We don't have our economic game together on a whole nother level. We don't understand money. We don't understand how to access money. It's not our fault. Our enemy has a 300-year head start of free labor. Mm-hmm. He mentioned that.
Yep.
All the free labor they got is to make them wealthy, not to share the wealth with you, right?
Yeah, right.
So even if today we were on an even kill with white people, we still don't have 300 years of free labor. Who the hell gonna give us 300 years of free labor? So we are at a disadvantage on so many levels. So we have to find ways to get a seat at the table, and when the opportunity presents to create our own table, I'm fine with that too, because he mentioned the Negro leads. Like, I'm not trying to play in the Negro leads, like to have, oh, that's cute, black people got their little thing on the side, but are we making an economic impact globally? Or are we still being seen as niggas globally? This ties back into the Tyler Perry speech about when we spoke about how important a movie studio is. He understood.
He said that as well.
And he said that. He said he approached a white man and said to him, how would you like me to control the image of your daughter and how she saw herself and how she felt about herself and how she, you know what I mean?
And he said, I wouldn't.
He said, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
So it brings us back to the point where us understanding we have to control our own images, right? And before we can go all black, we got to get in the game.
Awaken D says dismiss, discredit, demonize, destroy. That was the 4 Ds.
Right. Those are the 4 Ds, right? Which I thought, thank you. I appreciate that. And it broke down. But the last piece, when we understand economics, that we can grease off our politicians.
And he talked about that too.
He talked about it. This is what the game is. If we don't have money to grease off politicians and we're going to march, we're going to lose. And he was telling Al Sharpton and them, all right, they gave you $250,000. I'll give you that. Just side with me. Rock with me so we can get this, because this case is going to be precedent because of the law, civil rights of 1866. And the nerve of Comcast to take a stand to try to roll us back to those situations, and they're using all these loopholes, and it has to be 100% proven that it's because you black, and it's a whole bunch of things going on. So long story short, I just had a newfound respect for Byron Allen and what he's doing. And all I say to you is, what are you doing? That's all. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing besides don't get on your keyboard and just throw shots? What are you doing to impact us globally? You know what I mean? And I think he's doing that.
Yes, sir.
And and it ain't perfect. Neither is Tyler Perry. None of us are perfect, right? So we got to get out of this perfect shit that we're waiting for a perfect whirlwind to come by and change reality for us, because it's not going to happen. Not in this lifetime.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
There was a few other things that I saw from that interview as well that I thought it was like really interesting. He talked about the black black college sports network.
Right. He a black college sports network.
And he said that was the reason why he even took on this case in the first place.
Because that was going to give a lot of money to black colleges.
Yeah. Because a lot of people don't realize, like, the sports bring money to the schools because they have these TV deals.
Absolutely. And when he said it's $70 billion and we get less than 1% of that in positions of control, not black people faces, not faces. See, that's the illusion. The illusion is you see a lot of black faces. Yeah. No, we're talking ownership. We're talking to be able to sit in the boardroom. And he also mentioned the whole board is white men. It ain't even 60% of the population is women. The women don't even have a voice in these situations. And please do not tell me this is not important. Image is everything in this realm that we live in, especially this artificial matrix that they've created. So they know what they're doing. And he also told that amazing story of how that white executive
I thought that was another important point.
Looked out for him, because you got an opportunity has to meet doors that are open, or people who are willing to open doors for you.
I thought that was important because, like, a lot of people on YouTube, a lot of people in this, I guess, black space, a lot of people, they want to talk about like being 100% independent and stuff like that on YouTube, but we don't own YouTube.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So, in a sense, a white person opened the door for you to be able to spread your message on YouTube. So you weren't 100% independent.
Absolutely.
He had to have a friend in a really high place to open some doors for him to be able to get those television stations.
Because he said he made 150,000 calls, something crazy. He just kept making calls, and then the white guy told him they laughing at you. Mm-hmm. He said they making jokes about you. You know what I mean? But I got something for them. Yeah. Right? And open up doors and say, listen, if you want your shows renewed, this is what it is. You better do business with Byron. So we have to have opportunities, because this is what I'm tired of. Let's just start our own NFL league. And sometimes you got to say something loud, out, not in your head. Yes, but you got to say it loud.
In a private room, though.
In a private room, and hear that shit you just said. Without thinking about all the things that go with that. You got to have hotels. You got to have airplanes, private jets. You got to have medical staff.
Complete staff.
You got to have so much. You got to have stadiums built. TV deals. You got to have. Do you know how long it'll take? 600 years for black people to own all of that. So when you make a statement like that, it sounds ignorant. You know, it sounds good, like a dopamine. It makes you feel good, but it's not based in reality. Even Ice Cube has a 3-on-3 tournament.
Yeah, we just saw the AAF, who are owned by white people, go under.
It fell.
In under a year.
In under 1 year.
It didn't even last a year. It went half a year.
So we have to start being real. We have to start looking at this from a realistic standpoint and go, all right, we need to get in the game, learn the game. That's another thing I want to talk about. And I've said it before on this platform. We're quick to say start your own business, and a lot of us don't know how. A lot of us are learning how. We're here learning how because our enemies had a 300-year head start on us. So we're learning the basics, even about money, which we're going to get into when we get into our commercial, right?
In a little bit.
Right. Actually. So, because, you know, we put the thing out with DJ the Money Coach as a offering, so that, and we didn't get enough people signed, so we're going to do this one more time.
No, he was busy this week, but...
He was busy, but when I looked at the outcome, I need more people to understand the value of $99. You know what I mean? That you can put down on something that can last you a lifetime. You know what I mean? Something you can sit down with your family and not be afraid to say, I don't know. You know, because my son started talking to me about Bitcoin and this and that, and I'm honest, I don't know. I can't pick up the algorithm of that, but I'm willing to learn.
Right.
So we have to be in positions to learn, and that's where we are with this.
So I guess we're gonna go into commercial.
Let's go into commercial
Let's go into commercial right now. We'll be right back. Got to pay some bills. You know how
pay some bills.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ the Money Coach. I'm here to announce our next worldwide webinar on October 30th. It's going to be the best webinar that you've ever been exposed to, thanks to Black Dot and Malcom. What are you going to find out, and what are you going to learn, and how are you going to be impacted on October 30th? You're going to learn what the 7 spheres of money is. What is the 7 spheres of money? That's accounting, banking, real estate, financial planning, estate planning, legal. These things you're operating in on a regular basis, but you're not maximizing. Once you learn about the 7 spheres of money, we're going to teach you what's called Family Finance 101. We're going to teach you 136 principles of financial success, how to get yourself consumer debt free, start emergency fund, maximize your 403b plan, maximize your 401k plan, maximize the custodial Roth IRA for your children, get dividend stock, maximize your Roth IRA. Once you do that, we're going to teach you what's called working and winning. Working and winning is actually teaching you how to navigate and maximize your benefits in corporate America. It teaches you from an HR perspective to employee perspective to a business owner perspective. You're going to learn that on October 30th, but the only way to learn is for you to register right now. Why should you be excited? Because over 80 people on the Urban Podcast platform have already participated in our first webinar. And out of those 80 people, 25 of them are working with us for the last 3 months, every month on a consistent basis. We've helped 10 of them increase their credit scores by over 50 points. We've helped 5 of them elevate to the 800 credit score mark. We helped 10 of them increase their credit lines from $500 to over $3,500 per credit card, which gave them the benefit of decreasing their debt to income ratio, which catapulted their credit scores that will be sustainable with accountability program that they'll never go backwards. You need to have that program too. And once you master all of those things with the help of the 7 Spheres of Money team, you're going to get a complimentary consultation worth $350 from our team. You're going to get a 16-page financial education report given to you by our team. Then we're going to teach you the ultimate land of freedom, which is ownership through what's called God Assets and the 3 steps to success. That's going to help you to create corporations, which we've already helped 5 urban experts get the corporation started in the proper entity structure with a legal advisor, an accountant advisor, and also a financial planner. And once you do that, we're going to teach you how to buy real estate in the corporation veil, provide business to buy businesses in the corporate veil, and leverage the tax laws and the business laws across the country. And a bonus to give away. We're going to give you the opportunity to meet a gentleman that's only 30 years of age that manages a $1 billion portfolio that I've been knowing for 10 years. He's the best friend of Patrick Patterson, the NBA basketball player that I met in Houston 10 years ago and took them through a brief part of the Family Finance 101 program. And out of all that said and done, we're going to help you get your own mortgages through us as an FDIC federal mortgage banker starting 11/1/19. That's right. We are going to own our own mortgage bank across the country, and you can get help by us with mortgages, refinances, credit lines, home equity lines of credit, construction loans. And if you're smart and you're ready and you're qualified, this is not a sales pitch. We'll help you open up your own satellite office, or you can become a loan originator with us. And loan originators in America make on a part-time basis who are serious between $1,500 to $6,000 a month. This is our partner right now. And then to topple that out, we're going to teach you how the maximum people get wealth created through what's called private placements. That's right. We're going to own 4 of these corporate franchises, and we're going to wrap it up in 2 weeks of December for $1.8 million purchase. So what are you waiting for? Register now. Over 80 people came through the first webinar. 25 have been working with us since, and we're going to have over 150 people in this webinar October 30th. Register now. Thank you, Black Dot. Thank you, Malcolm. This is DJ the Money Coach. I wish you a pom-pom lifestyle. That's plenty of money, peace of mind. God bless.
Like I said, I wanted my money back by the first.
If that money ain't there by the first,
you know what I'm saying? We're back.
I'm the baddest nigga in town.
We're back. So yeah, so with that being said, I know you guys saw that the ad. You listened to that ad. We're gonna reschedule the webinar for next week, and the people who have signed up, you're getting emails. You've gotten emails already.
Yes,
updating you on what's going on. We just want to give some more people a chance to sign up, and we just want to give. I feel like this is a great opportunity,
right,
to learn business, to learn about your family finances first, and then he goes into business and things like that, and then you can choose to work with him on your own if that's your choice. We have a lot of people within our community, within this chat right now, who are working with him
on their own. So that's what we're saying. We're not saying you decide if it's worth continuing the process, but coming into 2020 when that vision is clear, right? Mm-hmm. The first person you got to look at is always self. As I'm always preaching that.
Facts.
Before you tell me what your problems are, Malcolm, I need to find out what your role is in that, because that's just the way we operate here, right? So, like I said, me not understanding, I'm a creator, so I can create anything, but me understanding how to manufacture, process, market, promote, do all that other stuff when you didn't grow up in that background, it's a little intimidating. This is an opportunity to say, yeah, I need to get my shit together. So 2020, you got to shed a lot of things in 2020.
Yes.
You're going to have to shed friends. You're going to have to shed a lot because, again, the synchronicity of it is you're supposed to be clear vision, not this vision, not the optical illusion. You're supposed to have clear vision in 2020. You know what I'm saying? To know, all right, there's no benefit of me rocking with this person. Mm-hmm. There's no benefit of me rocking on this job. There's no, you know what I mean? And you're supposed to begin the process to shed and activate what has to be done. Side note, today we're in Mercury retrograde. It just started.
Yes.
So just be mindful of certain aspects. It's nothing to be intimidated by and think everything is going to go crazy with train, planes, and automobiles, but just be mindful of things that you need to do, and that's how we stay in sync, especially with the portholes of both worlds being open over the next 2 or 3 days with the Day of the Dead and all the other stuff going on, and goons and goblins and all of that shit, and the spirit world. Light your candles, burn your incense, hit that sage, and hit that restart button, because it's only 60 days, but before the end of the decade.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Starting tomorrow.
Sick. Crazy.
It's crazy. This shit is done. This shit is a wrap.
So the link is in the description below to the webinar. Once you sign up, you'll get an email describing.
Shit, take 4 and 5 people and y'all put $20 together and sit in on it. At least for the initial piece, and then how many amongst y'all are willing to go forward? Everybody on their own. You can't. Come on, that's some coffee and a fucking donut.
Yeah, now you spend $99 on just walking outside.
Facts, in this day and time.
You feel me? So I feel like this would be a great investment for you.
Yes.
For the people who are listening, for the people who are watching, and yeah.
And another thing I want to say. We're going to have a long podcast today, so buckle down. I'm just letting y'all know now.
We in it.
And we in it, right? Is listen to your children. Your children are more acclimated in this day and time than we are. They understand the algorithms. Shit, they might understand Bitcoin if you show them the basics of that. And we have to lean on our children a little bit more who just know that shit. Boom. I get my phone to Odyssey whenever there's a problem with the phone. I go, fix this. And in 30 seconds, she hands it back. So don't sleep on the children who were born in a different era who can understand certain aspects of things. And because I'm trying to get paid in 2020.
Facts.
Fuck that. Pay me. Fuck you. Pay me.
You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Rita. And so, where can I download and purchase the intro song? It's no longer available. I'm going to put the intro. I'm going to put it in right now.
Yeah,
right
put
now.
it in there now.
Right now.
Because people love that intro.
I got you right now.
Man, it'd be dope if somebody could perform that. That'd be dope.
Facts.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
I might make a few calls. You know what I'm saying? I know some people that know some people.
Know some people that know some people?
That rob some people.
That rob some people?
So I put it in the description. I put it in the chat for you just now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So yesterday, John Witherspoon passed away.
Bang, bang, bang.
Pops, yeah.
Pops. Every time I'm in the kitchen, you in the kitchen.
It's like that was like the most like random. Because
You know
it's crazy
all the food.
because ever since like I've been alive, I feel like he's been old. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
but
yes.
he's looked old.
Yes.
So I've gotten used to him looking healthy, looking
Looking
old.
old, absolutely.
So when I found out he passed, that just bugged me out because I feel like I just saw him like doing something somewhere. I don't know.
Yes. Listen, our condolences go out to him and his family. He's left his mark here, making us laugh. He's the pops of all pops.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Coordinate. You know what I'm saying? He's got so many one-liners. He's got so much that he's left as an artist that he's going to be missed and he's going to be well appreciated. And I was a little shocked too, but I didn't know he was 77.
Yeah.
And 77 in black people time and as much hustling as he's been running around the country doing movies. True. You know, you never really, we don't have time to be sick. And you're talking to a sick motherfucker, right? I don't have time to be sick because then the show, you know, my son need me here for this show.
Facts. We need you on time.
On time too, right? So I hope he got to finish the new Boondocks. I'm not sure.
I don't know, man. Like what they gonna do?
I hope he did. I hope it's in the can, ready to go. Because I need another episode of him, you know, going in on Riley and them.
What they gonna do? Because you can't replace him.
You can't. That's like trying to replace
Mufasa. Yeah, you can't.
You just can't do that shit. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping they got it done. At least 10, 15, 20 episodes or something. But again, shout out to John Witherspoon and his family.
Word.
And he's gonna be missed, man. He's gonna be missed.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So the NCAA, I think it was yesterday, they voted unanimously, I might add, to allow college players to get paid off their likeness.
Yes, clap that up. That's big. That's big. This is their last ditch attempt to keep these players around because the tide is changing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And enough people have spoken up. And it goes to show you the power of social media, that we can use it to our advantage if it's a calculated effort.
I think I'll take this to another level. I think it shows how important it is to work at something on a ground level, so state level first, because this happened in California first.
Yes.
And it forced other states to get in line, then it forced the NCAA to wind up getting in line first.
And it forced them to look at the whole big picture.
Yeah.
And so now athletes, will
they can make a YouTube channel now.
right. They can maybe stay in college extra year. Yeah. You get some players who know they're not ready to make the jump, but the money is there. Now they go, so well, I'm making some bread. I can fine tune my skill set, because I'm from an era where you did at least 3 years of college and you came into the NBA, and I'm talking about the NBA in particular, a little bit more fine tuned than these kids. These 18-year-old kids are coming in and they're in the locker rooms with these grown ass men, and you got to do grown ass things, and they're not ready for it. And we put them on the court and expecting them to lead grown men. Now, there are outliers, of course. There's LeBron James, there's Kevin Garnett, there's a few other players. Kobe who came out and they had the so-called it factor. But a lot of these kids, there's Allen Iverson who did 1 year and came out and was ready to get it in. But most of them are not ready. Yeah. And most of them are coming from, impoverished backgrounds, and they're just looking at the dollars and cents and not, getting their body physically ready to run up and down with men. So now I'm glad the NCAA has added that feature, because you have 3 years of eligibility.
I do. Yes, I can go back.
Go back.
I can go back.
Get that bread.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Stop playing. You only play 1 year. You be a super senior. You done passed all your classes.
Yeah.
But you be on the field.
Super senior.
You be on the field.
And still smaller, because these dudes is...
Oh, no, you be pumping UrbanX.
That's a fact.
You be out there in the college campus pumping UrbanX.
That's a fact.
Yes.
I'm not going back to college.
Yeah. Facts.
You are tuned into the sounds of UrbanX.
So, Facebook has announced that they're launching a false information app.
A false information app.
False.
IA. Okay, what does that mean?
So, Facebook and Instagram got a lot of backlash after the 2016 elections because of how easy it was for Russian intelligence to interfere with the elections
and to influence with voters and follow the trends and start trends. Yeah,
with fake news and things like that. So now, Mark Zuckerberg got grilled by the Congress and things like that. So now they're trying to find like the best ways, I guess, to combat the spread of fake news. So now what they're doing, I don't know if this is going to work though.
Okay.
They have independent group of people who will fact check some of these articles that go out. And then if it's deemed as fake news, they're going to flag it as fake news.
But what about the government who's putting out fake news? Obama signed some kind of pact. Maybe my people in the chat can tell me, which makes it legal for the government to put out propaganda. You know what I mean? And that's a part of... Are they going to flag that shit too?
I doubt it.
Are they going to flag Fox News for half the shit they put out? You see what I'm saying? So is that just for regular people like us?
Yes, I guess. You know what I'm saying? And then Twitter, they also announced, the Twitter CEO also announced that they're banning political ads
altogether.
Yeah.
That might be cool.
Yeah, but it's either because I saw a lot of people complaining like, well, because that's not really taking a side against fake news. If you're banning all of it, it's really just.
Well, what is fake news?
Depending on
if you speak on them buildings that came down, that's fake news. That ain't fake news.
Right.
If you speak on injecting your children with mercury, that ain't fake news, but according to them it is.
According to them it is.
So they're classifying.
It's a slippery slope.
So it's a slippery slope.
It's a really slippery slope.
You know what I mean? Because that means you can't come out here with independent news.
But here's the
independent study and independed truth.
Here's the thing. We asked for this.
Yeah, be careful what you ask for.
We asked for this.
Yes.
You wanted an outlet to be able to disseminate information, but then you also see that there's fake information. So when it comes to Trump, the big thing was fake news. That was the major thing. Everybody kept saying fake news, fake news, fake news. We need to stop fake news. So now it depends. Okay, we deem this as fake news, so now we're going to stop this.
So now this is what they wanted all along.
Yes.
In the age of information, solution. They want to control the information. And you're the one who asked for it. So now they're going to say, this is what you asked for. So now all information is going to go through a kind of system and filter. And when Big Brother deems it qualifying news, you can have it.
Yeah.
If they do not deem it news, or you can't have
They'll
it.
flag it.
So that's going to bring us back to an underground situation, and how are we going to start passing information back and forth between our brothers and sisters when the new generation is acclimated to this. Right?
Yep.
So that becomes an issue. So we're going to keep our eye on how that transpires. But again, it is something that we've asked for. Right?
Sadly enough, yes.
And speaking of sadly enough, every Wednesday, me and wifey,
I didn't know. Okay, go ahead.
we get together, we hold hands, we have popcorn, we gaze in each other's eyes, and we press the button together for Hulu. We don't do it separately. We go, I love you, I love you, I love you too, baby. Everything is good. We ready for the Wu-Tang? Ready and go. And we press the button for Wu-Tang. And we sit back and we enjoy Wu-Tang. And then somebody sent me some disturbing shit about the guy who plays RZA. Ashton something, John Ashton, or Ashton some shit.
Let me get his name.
Yeah, the dark-skinned guy. And he's modeling some shit that's crazy. And he's looking like a straight girl. This is embarrassing. This shit, as a matter of fact, I think this might cause me and my wife to have to get a divorce. we can no longer support this shit. I mean, I know it's petty. I know what y'all saying. Doc, that's petty. This is his life. This is the life he chose. We got to stop this shit. What's his name, honey?
Ashton Sanders.
Ashton Sanders. And I see some pictures of him, and I did not know that this was the lifestyle he chose. It says another man.
Yes.
Like, this is not another man. Like, who's the first man?
Yeah.
And this is crazy. And I can see me and wifey having a fight now. And now this shit, Wu-Tang was bringing families together, and now they breaking families apart. I can no longer in good faith sit and watch this shit. Hashtag bury me with my nuts. And all that shit. This shit is crazy. They, and I'm glad they didn't send this to me until the first season was over. At least I got through the first season.
Oh, the first season's done?
It's done.
Okay.
First season is done.
Okay.
And, so this happened, and I'm very confused, and I'm very lost for your generation. I don't know what this means.
Yeah.
This is tough, man. This is tough. So, I just wanted to throw that out there. Ashton Sanders.
This fashion thing.
This fashion thing is getting weirder by the minute.
Yeah.
And I don't see what's wrong with this showing the masculine aspect of a man in a suit. You know what I'm saying? Chilling, looking clean and hard body. He's got a purse in one shot. He's got earrings on. And this is just a few of the pictures I took.
You think RZA know about this?
I don't know. I don't know if RZA knew about this.
Yeah.
It's it's just one of them things. It's petty because a lot of them are probably gay and all that shit.
It's petty.
It's some petty shit.
On Joe Budden's podcast, he says he thinks like more than half of rappers are gay.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I was shocked that he said that though. Those are his peers.
Yeah, but he's on the outside now, sort of, creating his own lane and stuff like that. But that I wouldn't be surprised.
I was shocked he said that. I was like, whoa.
I mean, I've been saying that for years.
Right. But
So I'm not surprised.
I wasn't expecting that kind of honesty from him.
Yeah, well, remember, Fat Joe said...
Nappy Diva said he's more Moonlight than Wu-Tang, and he was in Moonlight.
Yeah, he was in Moonlight, yes.
Funny enough.
He's definitely more Moonlight than Wu-Tang.
That's funny.
Somebody said, oh, Lord, the Twilight Zone.
That's funny.
You know? They say RZA no. Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's tough. How could RZA not know? Yeah. But it's Hollywood, man. Everybody gave some time. Shit, everybody gave some time. Tank say you could suck a dick, and then you don't like it, suck another dick, and figure it out, and then you're still not gay. And these motherfuckers is crazy. So, you know.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So a judge dropped the sexual assault case against Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Because the accuser died under some really weird
circumstances.
Yeah.
Circumstances, huh?
So
that's how you beat your case. Clap that shit up. Yeah. Your Honor, the defendant is no longer here.
He's not here.
He's buried we don't know, Your Honor. He was here and now he's gone. Yeah. Kevin Spacey's a weirdo.
Yes, he's always been like that. I didn't know that.
He's been a weirdo. He's always been a weirdo, and a lot of these, again, we're talking Hollywood. So this is what goes on. But I think in 2020, we're gonna start seeing things a little bit more clearly in terms of what goes on behind the curtain.
So first of all, I think with him not getting charged, the only one it was two people who were successfully taken down with the Me Too movement:
Bill Cosby
and R. Kelly.
That
was it.
Harvey Weinstein is still in the courts, but he's got so much dirt on. He put a whole twist. Somebody in the chat tell me he put a whole new twist on his case with a lady who's fighting for the women. He found some shit on her. This shit is getting ugly. Yeah. Because his money's long.
Yeah, so like I just thought that point was interesting. Nobody else got from the
No. The dude,
what's his name?
CK.
He's going back on tour.
He's going back on tour.
I just thought that was interesting.
But your man, Cuba Gooding Jr.
Again, 3 black people.
Yeah, he's feeling people's asses.
Yeah, he's been wilding.
He's a predator. Habitual ass feeler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
they're about to get him.
So he might go down. And he's starting to look weird. Like I said, he's starting to look like he's drunk, but he's trying to sober up for his court case. And they get him sober enough just to come into court. So he's looking weird. I'm hearing your man Epstein.
Oh yeah, it was the medical examiner report said that his strangulation was more in line with the homicide than the suicide.
I thought that was interesting because that tells me that everybody ain't on code.
Oh, okay.
Because usually the coroner's gonna side with everybody. Listen, it was completely a suicide.
I think it was another one though, because remember the first one said
this is still weird because they're saying this shit is more with strangulation.
Yeah. And
you usually don't hear a counter to that capacity. First of all, has anybody seen any pictures of the funeral?
Nothing.
So we don't know. This nigga's just around?
He's just out here, I don't know.
He could just be out here? Like, that shit is gangster, man. That shit is gangster. Damn, shit.
We're not out here, because I don't know.
No, he out here. Dude, you get a face change?
Yeah.
And you back in the mix, doing what you've been doing. Yeah?
Yeah.
Anything is possible.
Yeah.
In this day and time, right?
Yeah.
A face change, you back in the game.
Damn.
Yeah, that's the way that shit is going down.
Jesus.
So it's been a long time, and usually TMZ would have a picture of him laying in his casket and say it was a very private funeral. Only 9 people were invited, but TMZ has the pictures. Doom.
Yo, TMZ, right? They get anything on anybody. Yeah, you just showed me a clickbait. They just said that they had audio of Byron Allen
dropping the N-word on Obama. But he didn't. He dropped the N-word on him technically by mentioning the word nigga in front of Obama. But the way they worded it was as if he called Obama a nigga. You see what I'm saying?
The feds.
Yeah, they the feds. Yeah.
It's no way.
And they fired that black guy. What's up with that?
Yeah, Van Lathan, they did.
They fired him. And why did they fire him?
They said I guess he got into a verbal altercation with
and that's worthy for getting fired.
I'm not sure.
TMZ runs up on people, runs up on celebrities, shoves mics in their face, tried to get these celebrities to punch them in the face some damn time. Nobody gets fired.
Well, they didn't. I'm not sure. Somebody in the chat will tell me. I'm not sure if they released the whole video of what actually happened, because it could have been crazy. It could have been He could have been wild. So I don't know.
All right, maybe it was time for him to leave.
He could have been wild.
You know, he's seen some things there, and maybe it was time for him to leave. Yo, I hear kids outside.
Oh, we should go get them.
Yo, we should get their asses. Yo, after this show, I think we still might have an hour.
Yeah.
We can get some kids, man.
We can go get them.
And that would be the funniest shit. To see kids crying because they thought they was going to get their little Reese's Pieces cups and shit and snatch their bags.
Yo, did you see the video? I think it was the Jimmy Kimmel show, and they did a mashup of Trump
and Obama.
It was Obama talking about them killing Osama bin Laden, and Trump talking about...
He was very presidential.
And it was Trump talking about how they killed the ISIS leader, Baghdadi, I think that's his name.
Yeah.
Hilarious
shit. But let me tell y'all, and y'all can say whatever y'all want to say, it's no way humanly possible that Trump is that fucking stupid. Yeah. There's absolutely... There's only two logical explanations for this shit.
Like, you know, they didn't come through the front door like normally.
Normal people, knock, knock, knock. Hey, no, he died like a dog. A nice dog. But a dog is Obama. Osama bin Laden in approximately 2 hours. We send the squad team in. So, it's only two logical explanations. Yeah. Either he's doing that purposely to further with the narrative that, we got to get this dude out of here. Oh, my God, he's the absolute worst. Or he's that fucking stupid.
Well, Congress, they just voted to begin the impeachment inquiry again.
Yes.
So, again, y'all just voted to start to do something. Y'all didn't actually even start the impeachment inquiry yet.
Yes, I'm going to tell y'all, listen, I need y'all to understand this. And y'all can say whatever this is all an act. It's no way Donald Trump is that fucking stupid. They showed him giving candy to kids on the White House lawn, and he didn't even know he was supposed to give the fucking kids candy. He was standing there looking fucking goofy. This has to be an act, because you guys, when they kill him, I can't say that, when they tickle him, or they impeach him, or whatever the fuck they gonna do to him, you're gonna be like, America's gonna feel revised again, and you niggas gonna be falling right back into phase 2 of the fucking trap. It's absolutely no way that man, after killing an ISIS leader, is gonna say that stupid shit. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it.
I thought it was also interesting, because I forgot all about ISIS until that happened.
Right. Like I forgot they even existed.
Like, I forgot when Obama announced that they killed Osama bin Laden. I forgot all about the Taliban. That was Taliban, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I forgot all about them.
Yeah, so it was no really significance, but they did that because they wanted to show you clear distinction in the gentleman, the presidential, the way the president is supposed to act, and somebody who they calling the clown, the goofy. Y'all buying into the narrative. It's all a part of the plan. Watch. But they won't get that. They won't get me. Get you niggas. Nope. No, sirree.
So we're going to take another commercial break.
Yeah, we'll take a short commercial break.
We'll be right back.
All of these commercials that you see of us
are available to you.
They're available, but they are directed by my wife.
Oh, yeah.
She edits, directs, all that. Chops. Yeah, she don't get a lot of credit, but, this is her work. So let's go.
In the show, too.
Oh, obviously.
In the live show, what you're seeing.
Yeah, what you're seeing is wifey.
That is her as well.
On the board, making it happen.
So we'll be back. Thank you. Welcome back to another episode of Wheel of Fortune, sponsored by UrbanX TV. We're back here with the black dot from the conscious community. Is that conscious community?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Malcolm. Yeah, Hotep, Notep, the black man is God and the white man's the devil. I'm ready to win this money.
Okay, whatever that is. Okay, the puzzle for today is people who annoy you. Black Dad, it's on you.
Come on, big money, big money, big money, big money. Yeah, I like to buy a vowel, E and Y.
Okay, Black Dad, you have 30 seconds to solve the puzzle on the screen.
Oh, I think I know this one. People who annoy me. This is easy. I think I got this.
20 seconds, Black Dad.
Ooh, I'm not sure I really want to say it. Might piss a few people off.
10 seconds, Black Dad.
I like to solve the puzzle. Naggers.
Let's check.
No.
The answer, Black Dad, was niggas. The answer is always niggas.
Shucks.
But don't worry, Black Dad. You will walk away right now with a Shop UrbanX gift card.
Yeah.
Get yourself some of these, new threads.
Yes. Not going home empty-handed. Hotep, no tap.
And we're back.
Back in the building, in the flesh. Yes. So I wanted to speak about, I had just got through the grapevine and heard that Polite's daughter, Brother Polite's daughter, had been missing early in the day. Yeah. And from what I understand, she's been found.
Right.
And I wanted to say, the look in Brother Polite's face was a look of distress, a look of a dad, not the Polite who's used to taking on white supremacy and in debates. He had a universal look that all dads know, because I felt it. When your child, your daughter, your baby is missing, we become very vulnerable in moments like that. And I saw that, so I want to send out our best wishes to Brother Polite and, his daughter and stuff like that, because I heard everything turned out well. And this is Halloween, and there's a lot of weirdos out here.
Somebody said, where was she found at? No idea.
I don't know all the details,
Yeah.
So, my man Gemini Keys shouted out that in the Simpsons episode, they killed Trump, and they ain't been wrong yet.
Ooh.
Something to think about, just adding the Trump, Simpsons piece to that. Yes.
So, Urban Excellence Story of the Week.
Urban Excellence Story. Let's clap it up. We always got to try to tell somebody's story. Somebody's doing something.
We like to highlight the dumb stuff people do. That's the regular show.
Yes,
then
we
also like to highlight the best in our communities.
Yes,
and what they're doing. So, this week, it goes out to a Georgia teen. His name is Roland Lee Tate Jr.
Roland Lee Tate Jr.
Yes. Right. He's a high school senior, and he earned a 4.7 GPA, and he is the first African-American male to be a valedictorian at Woodland High School in the history of that school.
Oh, let's clap that up. So nobody came before him?
Nope.
He's the one?
Nope. If you see his picture, he got locked. His hair's locked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He's definitely one of the brothers.
You know what I'm saying? He earned over $1.2 million in scholarships. He took over 21 advanced placement courses, and he never earned anything lower than an A.
That's my dude. What's his name again?
Roland Lee Tate Jr.
Roland Lee Tate Jr. Now, he's on his way to college, yes?
Yes.
Roland, stay strong, brother. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times there's white sugar around.
He's going to North Carolina A&T.
White rice, white toilet paper, white coffee. There's a lot of
white sugar.
White sugar around. There's a lot of white, things. Stay away. Stay focused, brother.
Yeah.
Stay focused. But we proud of you, brother. That means...
And he's going to pursue a degree in mechanical engineering.
Mechanical engineering. That means the apple probably don't fall too far from the tree. Your parents have been there probably to support you. We want to shout them out. They've done an excellent job. This is what we call urban excellence. And nothing can stop you. I don't want to hear no more about the white man that's stopping you. The white man ain't stopping you from learning coding, Bitcoin, going back to school. Don't be dumb with a smartphone.
Facts.
That era is over. So I don't want to hear that no more. So we're not allowing this thing to happen anymore. So young brothers like that earn a $1 million, in scholarships.
Yeah.
Let me hold something. Let me hold a little something. So we proud of you, and that's our Urban Excellence Story of the Week.
You are tuned into the sounds of UrbanX.
Let me ask you, do we ever at any of these people that we do these stories with?
We added a few.
Okay, yeah.
Because sometimes people directly send their stories in.
Gotcha.
You can do that yourself. You can email us at UrbanX.nyc@gmail.com with your story, or you can visit UrbanX.nyc. You can reach us from there as well.
Right, and on Facebook, yes?
And on Facebook, the Urban Excellence Group. So I have to clarify some things.
Okay.
So the Urban Excellence Group on Facebook, that is strictly for Urban Excellence stories.
Yes.
If you want to put any other stuff in there, you can join the Urban X Group.
Right, okay, yeah. We want to keep those lines
Separate.
open. Because sometimes we looking for stories and we want to be able to go to our source,
right,
and just get a great story. Yes,
great stories, not what Trump did, not what Charlemagne said.
Right.
I had to clarify that earlier today. Like, listen,
slow down. And if anybody knows this young man, Adam,
facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because we just want to recognize the excellence in our neighborhood.
Because we did an urban excellence story on Crystal Gardner. She was. She won T.I. show, the Hustle, Grand Hustle show.
Oh, yeah.
And she was an alumni from my college. So she saw the story. She saw our video and she enjoyed that.
Dope. Because what we call, we're micro influencers.
Micro influencers. Yeah.
Okay, we're small guys on the totem pole, but any, light we can shed, we like to shed that. Yeah. Facts.
So with that being said, if you have a story that you want to share with us, you can email us at UrbanX.nyc@gmail.com. You can hit us up on Instagram and Twitter, DM us and like that, and that'd be dope. Also, next week, gonna be making an announcement on here.
You're gonna be making an announcement.
Yeah, on the show.
You're gonna be coming out.
Yeah. Well, don't don't say that.
I'm just saying, you got an announcement. I ain't got no announcement. So Malcolm's gonna be coming out.
I have an important announcement to make.
With some information.
Some information. That'd be it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, all right. I like it. Nah, this is long awaited.
Yes.
I'm anticipating it. This is gonna be major. We're gonna be dropping these.
Whole show.
The whole show.
Feel me?
Yeah. Y'all think we up here playing? We ain't playing, baby. We ain't playing.
All right.
You are tuned into the sounds of UrbanX.
Okay, so I saw there was a video that was going viral on Facebook of the NYPD and some teens getting into a little
scuffle,
kerfuffle.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were angry because some of the cops were like really fighting the teens. And
it was disgusting.
It was bad. It was bad all over.
To me, police officers.
It was bad all over.
You're an adult police officer, and these are children. These are teenagers.
And they were really going for it too.
And they was going for it. It was disgusting.
Here's the thing, though. That at a certain point, because they were arresting some teens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what you're supposed to do, I know this is gonna sound odd, right?
Okay.
You're supposed to let them arrest you.
Right.
If they're arresting you already, they're already ready to stop, because anything you do after that can and will be used against you in the court of law. So if you're fighting off, they could say that you're resisting arrest. They can add to your charges.
And that's the technical term for it.
So
absolutely.
We have this thing where I think social media activism has gotten to our brains to where we say, I know my rights, I know you can't do that. And it's probably right. You're probably dead ass right.
But I don't want to have to cry over your casket.
Because you were right.
But now you're no longer here.
Right. You get what I'm saying?
And he's going to put on, the officer, he's going to shave down, he's going to put on a suit, and he's going to say, I feared for my life. And you're going to lose.
You know what I'm saying?
How many times have you seen it?
So that was the J Metro Tech Street Metro Tech station in Brooklyn
on J Street, downtown Brooklyn.
Downtown Brooklyn, and they were fighting, and one of the kids who wasn't even arrested got hit in the face by one of these cops, and he's suing the NYPD for $5 million.
5 million bricks.
$5 million.
And I hope he win, because he didn't have nothing to do with nothing.
Yeah, he wasn't even arrested.
But you got to understand these police officers. They crazy.
So I'm not gonna lie. I've been seeing a lot more cops in the police in the train stations lately. I don't know if this is some new
thing to try to
what they're trying to
do. Maybe gang violence or high school kids or
people hopping the trains.
Just some weird stuff.
That's what I think, because I saw another video of some dude on the train, and a whole bunch of cops came in with their guns drawn,
and all he did was hop the train.
And if New York City, the train fare is $275.
Right.
So you basically,
and it was 7 cops who came,
and a train full of people,
absolutely,
that could have gotten hit by stray bullets, stuff like that, for $275. So I just think that's scary.
That is scary. I think the mental illness bleeds over to these police officers more than we think it does. These are not sane individuals, and they're under a lot of stress, and they hate you. You know what I mean? So we're dealing with individuals who hate us, and they got guns, and they got the law on their side. This is a melting pot of craziness going on, and it's happening all over the country. So I've always told my boys, I know you're right. We can fight another day, but play chess. Do not play checkers, and underestimate, the savagery in these white officers in particular.
Wade. Luda Wade, thank you for the donation.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Somebody said drop that bomb for the $5 million. Okay.
Yeah, facts. Drop that.
Drop that. So, I think hopefully he gets his bread.
Yes.
Or something.
Something he could put away for college, or you know what I'm saying?
But,
I'm looking to get punched in the face. I'll settle for less.
No, but I'm telling you, I'm noticing a lot of cops. I saw some people get tased for trying to hop the train the other day.
I saw that as well. So it's a lot going on, and you got to be in these heightened times, and you just got to be on your game.
And then because MTA, they came out with something crazy. They said they lose like $200 million like a year from fare evasion. I don't believe it.
Look, even if they did, let me tell you something. I learned about mental illness by driving the bus for the city, because there'll be people get on the bus who just lose it. They look like regular people, and it ain't my money. If I was working on commission, I'd be like, yo, son, hold up. I let you go last week, nigga. You can't go because you fucking up my bread. I don't get paid on commission. My check is there. So I'm like, bro, keep that shit moving. Last thing I'm gonna do is get punched in the face. Or you know what I mean? I can tell you some wild stories. You know what I'm saying? At the transit, they threw a bucket of sand in one bus operator's face, and she panicked. And the first thing she grabbed was her soda, which was a 7-Up, and tried to bleach out her eyes. Now she got sand and fucking 7-Up in her eyes over goddamn fare.
Yeah.
And I saw a nigga lose his life. Dude get off the bus because he was arguing with him over transfer and shot him in the head. So I've seen all extremes over a fucking transfer. Wow. It's not my money. I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Facts.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
People are mad at this Harriet Tubman movie that's about to come out.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm hearing. What's going on?
A lot of people calling.
I heard they got a black guy in there who was a fictional character,
who was a slave catcher, who was like the main villain in the thing, and then the white slave master, who her former slave master, kills him to save her.
Ooh, this
sounds nasty.
This is typical.
Yeah, it sounds
white savior shit. This is typical white savior shit. So it's always a white savior, and a lot of times in Hollywood, you gotta insert them in there to get the movie done. That's the formula.
It's Halloween, but that's scary.
That's very scary. That's the old formula. But we gotta make these movies that speak the truth as it is. You know what I mean? But white people, they understand the importance of image. So we're going to let you tell these niggas stories. But we're always going to have somebody in the movie that represents us because they understand the power of media. Absolutely.
So, and they also, I guess, the woman who's playing...
I'm going to do a Holocaust movie, and there's gonna be some nigga heroes. That's the shit I'm pitching to Tyler Perry.
So apparently, the woman who was playing Harriet Tubman, she said some real disparaging things about American black women because she's from.
Well, what did she say?
She's a Brit, so
okay.
But I don't know what she said exactly, but I know it was something like, she was making a joke like ghetto black accent.
Somebody in the chat hit me up with that quote.
Yeah, she said something a little wild.
But she said she studied for the role. Mm-hmm. She said she channeled in Harriet Tubman.
Whatever that means.
Yeah, whatever that means. She.
But if you feel that way about black women and you're not, and then Harriet Tubman was a black woman from here.
Absolutely, it's counterproductive in what you're saying.
So Antonio Moore and other people from the ADOS community are calling for a boycott.
Okay, I'm tired of seeing slave movies anyway.
Yeah, my mother, she teaches at Harriet Tubman School in the Bronx, and they kind of have to go. My mother doesn't really want to.
They have to.
They kind of have to go.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be.
Yeah, that's gonna be a little tough.
Yeah.
But your mom's is woke, so she know what time it is.
But a lot of her kids are not.
But this is a perfect opportunity to have the discussion afterwards.
True.
You know what I mean? Yeah. About what did we see?
True.
Well, let's put the facts up, what we saw, and understand in Hollywood they make these movies in subtle ways to tell these kids, you know what I'm saying, that was some bullshit. Without, telling them that was some bullshit. You know
she called us akatas. So apparently that's one of like this.
That's like a word like a nigga?
Nigerian word for black Americans.
Oh,
so I guess you could call it a nigga, but like not like how they like to separate themselves from us. You get what I'm saying? So that they use that word. And you know what's crazy? There's a lot of people I know like my age who are Nigerian who use that word, but their family uses that on them because they hang around all black people. So it's the weird. It's weird.
Kafa lovers, that's what they call us in South Africa.
In South Africa, yes.
I forgot I read that book, what it was about. Okay, yeah. So, but I'm tired of seeing slave movies anyway.
That's a fact.
So my new movie is gonna be in the Holocaust, and as these Jewish people are making their way out, I'm gonna have some niggas in there who show up and help them get out. Yeah, and pitch that shit to Hollywood.
Yeah.
See how they like that shit. Doc, this shit wasn't true. Was it true? All right. There's always some niggas around doing something. So yeah, I'm gonna pitch my shit to Tyler Perry.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
Any more announcements?
Announcements. I'm gonna make some announcements. Thank you, Timmy Cattell. Let's take it back. Some ADOS American descendants of slaves. The first Americans brought to North America came from the West Indies. All right. ADOS are all descendants of West Indian slaves. Just saying. All right, I don't want to get into that argument.
Facts.
You know what I mean? But you already know what it is. We're constantly trying to find and refine and redefine ourselves. So this is a part of the process, and you know how black people do. We'll settle on something that speaks to us and things of that nature. Yes.
Yeah.
Come on, we got some more stories, Malcolm. Come on.
Do we?
Come on, Malcolm.
I feel like we can.
Any questions in the chat?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, any questions?
Come on, I sent you some more stories,
bro. You be sending. Yo, you know it's hilarious. So my pop sends me these stories, right? And then all I do is click the link, and the story be like from 2010. I'm like, dude, I'm not talking about that.
I don't know. I just be like hearing the story. I'd be like, Malcolm, because that's your job to investigate.
I do, and then I'm saying, okay, this is not the one.
Investigate.
This is
Shaq did some nice shit recently.
Yes, this is
okay.
Good point.
Okay, yeah.
He donated his home, which is wheelchair accessible, to a family in which one of the kids he was injured in the shootout. He was paralyzed from the waist down, so he donated his home to that
because the kid didn't have a wheelchair accessible home.
Yes,
and now Shaq gave his home up, so now the kid has access. Right? Shouting that out.
So that's tough.
That's definitely tough. Did you see these robots that they got?
That's fake.
That's fake?
You see what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a video, and it looks like this guy is working with like a robot, and he's shooting that, that's fake. They have a whole YouTube channel in which they do like these motion captures, these mocap suits, and they play, and then they edit it up.
So I didn't know it was fake news. Now, what is not fake news is Dr. Dre, the one from Ed Love and Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
he lost his eyesight
to diabetes.
He's been having a long fight with diabetes, and it led to him losing his eyesight. So we want to send that hip hop love, that overall love out to Dr. Dre and his family, because diabetes in our hood is tough, and he's going through it. So hang in there, brother. We love you, especially on the hip hop tip. You already know his contributions will never be forgotten.
Facts. Somebody said, I did not like the way Charlamagne and DJ Envy asked Byron Allen.
They didn't like the way he asked Byron Allen what?
I guess anything, really. Because, it's crazy. Tanya even asked me if I felt some of those questions were disrespectful or the way they were asking. As far as what I
said no, based on the way they normally clown people. Yeah. They gave him a certain level of respect. And, you can tell they didn't really do their research beyond the fact, they wanted to know how he made his money. Yeah. And then, then they try to say, oh, so you got a loan. Yeah, you're not supposed to spend your own money. Yeah. You're supposed to use somebody else's money to get rich. That's 101. You know what I mean? So
he said that. You said you never use your own money.
Never use your own money. You know what I mean? These people have these firms, where they they lend money, and if they're not lending money, they're not making no money. So when you present yourself properly, and he understood the business he was in, so he was able to take advantage and acquire some things, right? So we need to put ourselves in position to say, I want a business loan to start my vision, and it's not going to mess up my personal credit because, it's going to be a part of the business. So that's why the money coach situation is very important.
And also watch our interview that we did with Corey P. Smith.
Yeah.
Talk about business
absolutely.
credit.
Yeah. We be dropping it.
Yeah, we here for the people who want
Shaq
who want to drink. You know what I'm saying?
Shaq is a part of the board of directors of Papa John's. Yes, he is.
That's what's up.
And I think, do I like Papa John's pizza? No, I don't.
Somebody asks, how should HBCU capitalize on the NCAA ruling? That's a great question.
That is a great question. Wow. Well, again, if you're able to, maybe you could bring more light to some of these HBCUs if we get some prominent players to stay, right, and use their likeliness through certain things that bring shed light on some of the things that HBCUs are going through.
During my senior year in high school, one of my teachers, Mr. Robinson, he said, because the 30 for 30 for the Fab Five was coming on that night, right? Okay. And he was like, I think y'all should all watch it. He said, but I also think that, what if all the top 5 players in the nation will go to like Howard or one of these HBCUs? And as he was talking about, I really thought, I'm brushing him. I'm like, that'll never happen. And it's not like, why would you want to go there? Go to one of these big schools. And I didn't understand the importance of what that could do for those schools.
Right.
Because if that was to happen,
it's over. Yeah. And my stance on that, I didn't feel you needed to go to an HBCU for your black experience, but for the economic experience, I'm all for. Somebody's going to buck that trend and go to one of these schools, and it only take one to go, if he going to go there, I'm going to go there, and now these schools are prominent. But do we own the HBCUs?
I don't know.
Dre said, Chris Johnson said, Dre has been blind for a few years. He and Ted Demi were shopping an idea for a reality show dealing with his diabetic situation. I did not know that.
I know
if somebody else can confirm that for me. And you know what I'm saying? So, again, he's been out of the limelight, for quite some time. So
somebody said no, HBCUs get no support from alumni. I'm not sure why that is. Why that is.
It probably goes back to a lot of times, black people, we don't help each other.
Why is that?
I don't know. We don't help each other. We don't want to see each other do well. We don't understand the power of economics.
Cooperative economics.
Cooperative economics. On how you, add money back to your school helps fortify your school and the legacy, and other kids who are unfortunate can have a platform so they can go and grow. And white people do it all the time. Ice-T said, and I remember because it was so profound, he said it. He said, black people brag about how much money they got. He said, white people brag about how much money they give away. And when he said that, that's a different kind of brag. You know, black people brag about how much, white people brag about how much money they give away. So it gets to show you the mindset of understanding, dollars and cents. And again, but when you have a 300, 400-year economic understanding ahead of us, we get something, hold on to that. You know what I'm saying? Because Byron Allen also said black people are not poor. You know what I'm saying? When we begin to pool our resources, we can get some things done. But as long as everybody stay isolated, trying to do their own thing, we find ourselves in the situations that we're in.
Somebody said, can we get a fresh King Simon interview for 2020? Facts.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get on the phone with King Simon this week. Facts. So he can drop the numbers on us. I'm going to try to get Kamani up here. I don't know if that'll be a live interview, but he's coming in town. We'll talk health. We'll talk the Joker movie. We'll talk some things. You know what I'm saying? So next week, we'll have a couple of, sprinkles around. But definitely King Simon before the new year pops in.
Definitely.
And let me get to Brother Rich's piece really quick.
Okay.
For those who don't know, Brother Rich has got the 2020 Ascension Conference taking place this Sunday.
Yes. November 3rd, yes.
November 3rd at St. Francis College. We're going to put it up on the screen for you, nice and big. So, go and get involved. This would be a perfect thing to springhead the last 2 months, clear your mind. Billy Carson will be headlining. Gano Grills. Mm-hmm. The actor, spiritualist will also be involved. Red Pill and Blue Pill are going to be dropping it. And I believe there's a performance by Kambala. You know what I mean? So he'll be performing some of them joints on the new album. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's going to be something to look forward to. So this is this Sunday. So if you haven't got your tickets, and I also believe if you want to watch it pay-per-view, that they have a link that you can check out. So if a lot of people can't physically make it, you can get to, show some support on that.
All right.
Right? And let's get into Eli commercial real quick.
Oh, bet. Yeah. So, again, we appreciate all the people from our community who went to subscribe to Eli's podcast.
The Wait podcast.
The World According to Eli.
Yes. Where I be busting them down. And he be trying to hit me with statistical data and all of that kind of stuff. So let's get into Eli's commercial. And we still need more subscribers.
Trying to get him to 1,000.
Trying to get him to 1,000. So it ain't going to hurt you much to go over to his channel and tap in.
And the description is in the link is in the description below.
The link is in the description below.
Yo, what's up? Welcome back. We are back. It's been a long time. Brand new season. We've been off a minute, but I'm back. We got a new podcast called The Wait, The World According to Eli. We do sports, video games, culture, talk about a lot of stuff. And yeah, I'm very excited to bring in new fans, very excited to see my old fans. We ping pong, and yeah.
Yo, if you think that's going to happen, I need you to tune in on Tuesdays, The Wait, The World According to Eli. Where can we be reached?
We can be reached on SoundCloud, iTunes, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube, and Facebook, all at The Wait Podcast. Tune in every Tuesday night, and I'm going to kick his butt every week.
We're going to see.
And we're back.
Let's take a couple of questions.
A couple more questions before we get up.
We get out of here.
Somebody says Professor Griff getting on soon. I'm with that.
Yes. And I'm still trying to figure out my how to bring him in remotely.
That'd be dope.
Because he be busy. He be busting down shows 2 and 3 times a week. But when he is in the city, that's gonna happen. Somebody said Eli be busting Pop's snot box. Yeah, he be trying to give me the business.
Facts.
David Randall, he definitely be trying to give me the best business, but I ain't pulling no punches. What are your thoughts on Brexit? I don't know. That's the right. The European piece. I'm not really sure, so I try not to speak on things I'm not sure about, but put a link in there to educate me. Stephen Curry got an injured hand last night. Def Rocker, he's happy. He don't want to play this season. right?
Oh,
but this is karma. All them years they was shimmying the Golden State Warriors, talking all that shit. This is karma.
Somebody said, who makes your backdrop show? You can email us and we'll give you the information.
Yeah, we'll give you the information on that.
That's a fact.
When we going to have sweatsuits for the winter? Oh, yeah, we'll make those announcements.
Sweatsuits? Like
I almost said something I
sweatsuits?
wasn't supposed to say. You know, but Malcolm be talking about daddy be snitching.
You be snitching, man. Like, dude, we got...
Was Dolemite in the closet? I'm not sure.
I heard about... Somebody said that.
Somebody said that it was a gay character in the movie with him. One of his main dudes. I'm not sure. I'm not going to allow that to take away from the movie because, dude, you don't want me to start naming the gay people who we all support. So
somebody said, Pudge B16, what do you think about Andrew Yang's Universal... I don't know.
UBI plan. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure it's really sustainable. I get what he's talking about when it comes to like our financial status in this country. Everybody, he's talking about all Americans, but black people as well. I'm not too familiar on his entire platform. I have his book. I'm actually going through it.
Right.
But I don't know if he has a. I think what he's doing though is he's opening a lot of people's eyes to the issues that we have, the coming issues that we're gonna have with technology and how technology is taking a lot of jobs from people.
Yes,
I'm not sure he really has a chance with the presidency or nothing like that. But
yeah, Mayor Lasser says, "Damn, I thought y'all was gonna go 3 hours." Let me tell you something, and I want to be clear with you. If you knew how hard this seat is, my lord, and these lights are bright.
I'm high.
See, this is things that y'all not seeing behind the camera. For us to try to put on a pretty decent production. The seat is killing me.
And
I have no acetol. All right, and these lights are bright, and it's crazy. So even to get an hour and 45 minutes is really a lot. And also, more important than that, we don't want to overstay our welcome ever.
We talked about this earlier with Marcus.
We talk about this all the time on how we don't want to create a nation of watchers and talkers. And YouTube can do that to you. A lot of these people are so fixated with hearing themselves talk. They will spend 3, 4, 5 hours and they're not saying nothing. That's not the persona that we ever want to give off. We want to make this seem like, because our time is valuable.
And that's why we have quite a topic discussion.
Right. Yeah, we do it that
discussion.
way. And I told Malcolm, he always has to have a life outside of this because there's some dude every day. Because it's dopamine, it becomes a drug, and we don't want that to happen. We want to use this as a tool for what it was to have a moment. Father and son, #1 father and son podcast.
We're about to start hashtagging that.
Right. We want to sit down, share some ideas, some concepts. We want to laugh. We want to cry. We want to joke. We want to learn.
And we also want to share some like our experiences with you guys. Not every experience.
Right. Absolutely.
You know what's crazy? I think now that there's going to be a movement for people to just start living again.
Yes.
Going outside.
I think, right. That's what I mean. This has run its course. This is why we quit the show last time. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't want to create this where we're online personas and that's it. We have a life. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to enjoy each other off camera, and we advise you to do the same. So use your time value. And that's why I'm always thanking you for your time.
Facts. We appreciate it.
Because we don't take that for granted. Because you could scroll down the dial and deal with somebody else. So when we here together, we want to make sure we put our time in, our research in, and put together something that you could say, all right, that hour and a half was dope. And we'll see them next week. So that's, pretty much how we feel about that.
Yeah, they said you sweating. Yeah, it's hot.
Yeah,
bro.
it's hot in here, man.
It's hot, B.
It's fucking hot in here, bro.
So, like we said, just get out, start living, start taking walks. It's a really good book out that's about that. It's called Stillness is the Key by Ryan Holiday.
Okay.
Really, really good.
You got to get back to your book club, but that's another story.
Listen.
Okay.
For the people who are in the book club, I have something for you guys. Just Just wait on it.
Okay.
It's been a lot this year. This year has been rough.
Right.
Not rough. It's
just been busy.
It's been busy year.
It's just been busy.
So with that being said,
we can get out.
We're gonna get up out of here. A shout out to the people who are watching us right now. Shout out to the people who are listening to us right now. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, Stitcher Radio, TuneIn Radio. all that good stuff. Audio Boom. If you
Get these shirts.
Visit shopurbanx.com.
ShopurbanX.com.
If you have a story you want to send to us, you can send it to us on UrbanX_NYC on Instagram and Twitter. The UrbanX group on Facebook. If you want to join the Urban Excellence group on Facebook, that's another thing. That's just straight positivity. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Straight positivity. I don't care if it's you or somebody you just came across. We want to know about it. With that being said, we are out of here.
We are out of here.
Peace.
Peace.